I body slammed him. We start fighting. We start throwing punches. Boom, boom, boom. We start throwing punches, and then that went on. People broke us up. And then again, somebody said something else, and I think I fought somebody on the offense. And I'm not a dude who usually fights. So
I was going to say, that's not you.
Yeah,
that's a little out of character for Myles Hartsfield.
Off season.
All men are created equal. Some just work harder during the off season.
Let's work.
Hey, bing, bong, boom. It's Mr. Worldwide when I step in the room. I'm a hustler, baby. You already know it's your boy, Big 38.
Yes, sir. It is Coach Carey, a.k.a. Mr. Dap himself up.
My dog.
And we back.
And we back. And we back. Hey, 28. Can you do something for me? Can you hit a little rich flex for me? 28. My boy turning 28.
Yeah, I am. I'm old.
You got anything, like, any wisdom for the guys? Like, what have you learned in 27, well, 28 years
you know what
of
I'm
living?
saying? You know, I'd say take one day at a time.
That's so ass. Come on.
You know, but seriously, right? You know, so many times in life that we want to like predict the future. We want to worry about what's gonna happen and what has happened. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so hard for people to look about what is going on in the present moment. You know, like I'm learning recently, like to live in the moment and stay present. You know, where my feet are is where I stand. You know, focus on what's in front of me and what's going on. You know, for so long I was always stressing about what's going to happen in the future. You know, what did I have planned? Why am I not where I want to be? You know, all these different things that would go through my head, like regretting so much stuff that I've done in the past. I'm learning now, like, be present. You know, take one day at a time, take 1 hour at a time, take 1 minute at a time, take 1 second at a time. Like, just be present in, where I'm at right now because, and I feel, I feel the difference. Mm-hmm. You know, it's kind of a spiritual thing. You know, I grew up Catholic, but I'm not like a huge religion person.
Yeah.
But I'm becoming like more spiritual as I get older. And, this last year for sure has definitely showed me, not everything's not like forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like take everything as it is and like just kind of like don't overreact on things. Live in that present moment. Like that's really kind of what like as of recent I've really been trying to focus on and learning through. So I mean like one day at a time. It's simple, it's stupid, it's cliche, but it's helping me live a better life today, and that's really all I can focus on is, today, right now.
Staying in that moment, being present, being where your feet are.
That's it.
There's nothing better than understanding where you are in life and then excelling at that moment.
Yeah.
And not so worried about what comes after that. Because then you forget about the happy moments. You overlook over things. And it's like, relax. Take a step. Like take stuff off. And then that also gives you a chance to like debrief from things and you get a chance to just
breathe,
understand what life's all about if you take it one step at a time.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
Absolutely,
bro. It took you
man.
27 years to figure that out.
It took me a long time, man. And I every day I gotta live that life. I gotta remember, nothing's forever. Take it as it is.
A true son right there. I'm so proud.
Yo,
I'm so
man,
proud.
this guy is crazy for that. I'm
proud.
older than you.
That don't mean nothing. I'm older in the mind.
That's cap. Big cap.
Don't even do that.
Big cap. But let's transition to my outfit. I got it. For the longest time, it's like, yo, Coach Carey got no drip. Coach Carey got no drip. His shoes are whack. All this different stuff. I walked into that. I said, what you think? And you dapped me up. Don't even play for the camera. My man got the dunks on.
My man had to come in here and gloat about his outfit.
Well, I didn't know if you were going to say anything.
That's how bad your outfits be. You understand it. Like,
no, I get it.
Did you dress yourself?
I dressed myself.
Let's go head to toe.
All right, not your average. Shouts out to Donald Johnson.
Yeah, Donald Johnson.
Clothing. Check it out, right? I got the Second Chance swishies. Okay. Shouts out to Malachi Timberlake with Second Chance brand, man.
Okay, socks.
I got white Nike socks. You heard?
Okay.
Big Christmas gift. I was hyped up when I had these in my stocking, man. That's how you know you're getting old when you get excited for socks, right? 28. Can you do something for me? And I got them black and white Nike dunks.
High top.
I wanted the lows, so they dropped on the Nike app a couple of days ago, and I had the lows ready to go in like whatever it is, like the cart. And then I clicked purchase, and it's like you're in line, and
it was over.
It was 15 minutes later.
Welcome to the sneaker game, my boy.
Yeah, man. I bought 3 boxes of sneakers, all brand new sneakers today.
That man got money. Let me hold $1.
No.
Hold $1.
Yo, you
got a haircut too?
I did. That's a birthday
to the slick back.
Yeah, I'm losing my hair. So my hairline's receding. You know, it was here. It's here. Oh wow, it's all the way
You just
back
gotta
there.
let it go.
Yeah, I'll be.
Let it go.
Maybe pull like
let
a Coach Najar one day.
Just come in bald.
Shine it. I hope not. They gotta keep
buffing your
the
head.
beard.
You're gonna be buffing your head.
If I go bald, I'll be spitting shiny. Yeah, man.
Bet. So
New year.
Coaching changes. Sayreville.
Yeah, man. Head coach retired. Coach Began retired. You know, that's huge because, you know, in the last I'm 28 years. Last 28 years, Sayreville's had 2 coaches.
Wow.
You know, that's crazy. It was Coach Najar, our coach, and then after Coach Najar, it was Coach Began.
Right.
And, you know, I had the pleasure of playing under Coach Najar and the pleasure of coaching under Coach Began. So, like, for me, it was the best of both worlds. You know, 2 different style of coachings, but, you know, learning so much from the 2 of them. You know, I'm forever grateful and indebted to them. But, you know, it's interesting. You know, I absolutely definitely put my name in there.
Okay.
You know, I put my
Big
name
Dog
in.
said, yeah, let me test the waters.
Because, you know, people look at Sean McVay, young head coach, right? All these young guys getting opportunities nowadays. And it's like, I'm thinking, I do it myself a disservice for not putting my name in there. Right? Because even if I don't get it, and fingers are crossed that I get it. You know, I went in there prepared for my interview, but if I don't get it, you know, I'm not going to be hurt about that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take that as a learning experience. You know, I got through an interview. You know, there was over 20 applicants for this job. You know, for a high school job, that's a lot of people looking for one job.
Well respected around
100%. You know, it's known for its football. You know, its rich tradition of football, and it's respected throughout the state. So, you know, for me, it'd be a huge job. I'm interested to see what happens. You know, I had my interview a couple days ago. I went in there prepared. I had packets ready to go for all the. You know,
tell them what you had in there. Tell them.
It was a panel of 6 people. Fortunately, I knew all of them, but you know that doesn't mean nothing. And you know, I had a big, you know, packet, spiral bounded in color.
Calls me as I had a spiral notebook. I had this. I had that. So excited. Keep going.
Because I haven't. You know, this is my passion. Like, you know, my Instagram name is Coach Carey, and when I first made it, that a lot of people would make fun of me, Coach Carey, haha. You know, but like it's kind of morphed into like that's who I am.
Right.
You know, Coach Carey is the way I live, the lifestyle that I choose. You know, I love coaching. You know, football is not everything, but you know, for me, football is everything.
Right.
You know, it's everything that I do. Man, I want my passion to be my job. You know, I'm lucky to work in the school, but you know, everyone's like, "What do you do for a living?" You know, I work security in the school, but I'm a football coach.
Right.
You know, that's what I say. Coach Carey is me.
Right.
To the T. Right. I've been coaching since I was in first. I've been coaching since I was a freshman in high school. You know, junior coach. You know, up until when I got to college, I coached when I was in college in the spring and stuff like that. So. And I was ready in there, prepared, because I felt like I was born for this. I was born to be a head coach.
What was the toughest question you got when you were in there?
They asked me who my first hire would be.
Ooh, who'd you say? Say Myles Hartsfield?
Nah, you know what I did say? Shamir Bearfield. And then I texted him that day, and he told me he just got the job.
Got Lehigh.
Working corner. So shouts out to you, Shamir. And you know, but you know, that was somebody, you know, in the few conversations that I had with him, you know, he blew my mind on his football knowledge, his football IQ, and you know, he has the same goals that I have to make it in that coaching world. So I was like, yo, that'd be awesome to get another younger guy with me.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna happen if I do get the job. So, and I'll have to reevaluate. But I felt like that was the toughest question because being a young guy, I know a lot of people, but I don't know a lot of people that maybe want to move.
Right.
You know, I know. You know, I would love to get Coach Vest.
Right.
You know, but Coach Vest got a good situation up at Union City.
Right.
You know, I'd love to get Coach Malachi Timberlake, but he's a head coach down in Pleasantville where he lives. You know, like people I don't know if they want to make that move. So then I would, you know, find other people. But I have a bunch of connections through the coaching convention and, you know, things like that. So I don't think it would be hard to find people, especially people that want to come coach at Sayreville.
Especially like you, not only are you finding coaches, but you have to find leaders who can lead young men into, because just like we've been saying, like coaching is not only X's and O's in high school and in college. It's more of morphing you into being ready to do things outside of football, being able to be a young man, how to treat people, how to treat your parents, how to treat someone you don't know. So
I'm all about the culture.
Exactly.
Right?
So
I want the right people around me to take me, you know, because I got to lean on people.
Right.
At the end of the day, like I'm not a dictator.
Right.
I want to get word from everybody around me. You know, I want these guys to look at me as the leader, but I want them to look at their other coaches and be like, I want to be like Coach Carey, but I want to be like that guy. I want to be like this guy. I know I can trust them. 100%.
Right.
I mean, you think about it. How much do you take from all the coaches that you have?
I take so much. Like, I've taken so much over the years of, my grit and stuff like that from Coach Curry. My knowledge of, how to treat people from Coach Najar. Coach Bell, who used to be little and used to get around things and be able to show me drills. I take things from him. And then, you just take things from every aspect of life. You take something from someone.
Absolutely.
Good, bad, and different. You could, I could take something from a coach I didn't like, but that's not how I'm going to be to a young man. Or that's not how I'm going to treat someone in this way. Or I could take a coach that, that was good, and I'd be like, oh,
Maybe
I'm going to take that.
Be like that.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So
for sure.
I definitely think you have a, put yourself out there. Even just like we said, I said, even if you don't get the job, it opened up eyes that you can do it. You can go into these meetings. You can be productive. You can show people that you have the capabilities of being a head coach. And doors might open, just like Coach Began. He didn't start. He coached at He played at Saraville.
Coached at
Saraville. Left Saraville. Came back to Saraville. So just because if you don't get the job this time doesn't mean the door's closed to ever coaching at Saraville, coaching at somewhere where you grew up and stuff like that. It's just that another opportunity might arise. You might prove yourself at,
who knows,
a small school, a Group 1, a Group 2, and then eventually you get that job at Saraville or even higher. You know what I'm saying? Then you come back when you're retired and you're like, let me coach my alma mater.
Exactly.
Like that. So just keep grinding it out. Don't think this opportunity is the only opportunity because many opportunities are going to open. You just got to be ready. Just like you tell your players, don't have to get ready. Be ready when the opportunity is there.
Always.
Keep doing that.
I appreciate you because the other day when I called you and said that, I was feeling a little down. I felt confident leaving there. I got some positive feedback from some people on the panel. But at the same time, I start overthinking. Right, I got to wait till next week to find out if I get a second interview. And, to hear that I did well and I impressed people, I did exactly what I wanted to do in the interview. Right. So I went in there, had a goal, I accomplished that goal, but I also had another goal of moving forward to ultimately get the position. But, you put that into perspective for me and, I was able to kind of settle down at that. So I appreciate you. I know I can always call on you. And
yeah, man, because I didn't learn this. I had to learn the hard way of, going through things and not really having people in my, life to teach me this until I got old enough to go up to ask someone to be a mentor and stuff like that and be my mentor and just be around successful people. So I would be doing a disjustice to anyone if I wasn't able to give you that knowledge that I've learned through my experiences. So, it ain't nothing to it. I'm just a call away. You know how it is. Stuff like that.
Likewise, vice versa.
You know what I'm saying? So I got another question for you.
Talk to me.
Mind over matter. What's a situation that came up, in these last few years that you had to dig deep in your mind where it was like, this situation doesn't matter, but I need to have this mindset of let me get through this situation so that I can progress in what field? Was there ever a situation that you had to do that? I just threw you on the spot.
Yeah, you definitely did, right? Good question.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Good question. It's like you like this podcast business stuff where you're trying to make it. Recently I can't, there's the last year and a half probably been a little rough while for me, a bumpy ride, but looking back on, a lot of the things for me, a lot of sports related things, you know what I'm saying? So, back in 2019 was my last year coaching at the junior college, right? That was tough to leave there. I made a decision to, looking back on possibly a poor decision to, pick that over going to a school that was very prestigious that I got into to finish my schooling, but I chose a different path. I thought I was choosing an easier path for me, but, sometimes the easiest road is not always the best road.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, when I left, it was a huge thing for me where I had to make a decision that I want to come home, because coming home wasn't necessarily a great thing for me. I was doing well not being around here. There's a lot of things in your hometown that can, bring you down.
Grab in a bucket.
100%. It can grab you down. And I made that decision to, I ultimately made the decision to come home, but it turned out to be a positive because I didn't have to, COVID hit. So that school shut down. Right. So I'm thinking damn, I got to go home. Or I wanted to go home, but then I was like, maybe I don't want to go home, right? And then COVID hits, and I'm like,
good, I'm going home.
yeah, I got to go home, especially in New York. Everything was shut down. Right. So, coming home, it was like, all right, what am I doing? And then COVID hits. COVID was tough
For a lot
for
of
a
people.
lot of people. It was a life-changing experience for a bunch of people. You know, to answer your question, like that COVID was that mind over matter, right? Was I gonna sit during COVID and do nothing and get myself whatever, drink every day or just play video games every day? Don't get me wrong. For the first couple months, I did.
Everybody did.
Everybody did because nobody knew what was going on.
Right.
But I ultimately sat there and I was like, I got to do something with my life.
Right.
So I made a pivot. Football I was still able to coach football through, virtual stuff and then the season coming up, but I made a pivot to my mind needed to do something. Right. So I wound up getting a job working in electric. I was learning how to be an electrician. I was working for my girlfriend's uncle. That was tough.
Right.
No one wants to do I was doing that to make money, stay busy.
Right.
But that's not what I loved.
Right.
I ultimately loved football.
Right.
So I was half-assing work so I can get the football, making sure I could always get to the football. When ultimately there was a task at hand that I needed to complete.
Right. So the mind of a matter was to stay where you were at the present time, and you probably learned some life lessons through being an electrician that you weren't going to learn in football.
100%.
The time consuming of how a job can take you from this place to this place, but you still have to get that job done in a timely manner. And that's also works in life where time management of knowing okay, I got X amount of hours to do this. I need to get this done before I get to this job so I can make as much money as I can throughout this whole day.
Yep.
So, life will take you in different avenues to where you don't expect to be, but it's there for a reason. During that electrician time, you might have learned so much about yourself, about why you're you probably ask them why am I an electrician right now? Why? But you probably learned so much being an electrician that you probably don't even notice that you adapt to every day.
100%.
Stuff like that. So, don't ever think of a situation because of your why. Don't always ask why, but ask for guidance through the situation because that might propel you into a different opportunity or a different way of how to go about day-to-day business.
Yep. It taught me patience. Because at the end of the day, I may not have been where I wanted to be, but what did I say I just learned? I learned to be present in the moment, right? And it taught me to be patient. My opportunity will come. Right. So my opportunity comes. I ended up getting a job in the school.
Right.
Getting a job in the school, got me a paid coaching position because that first year in COVID, I was a volunteer. Right. So I stayed patient. I stayed vigilant. And I was ready for the opportunities when they arose. And, when they arose, I always attacked them at 110%.
So you've been patient. You've been working on the presentness.
Yeah.
It's just the fact of now you're really putting that mind and effort into actually doing it.
Yeah.
See how life works?
Yeah, life works in mysterious ways, right?
Crazy.
How about you? The mind over matter. You've dealt with a lot in your life. You've been to a lot of different places, dealt with a lot of different people. What's your situation in the last couple of years?
I would say my mind over matter was my junior year of college.
Okay.
Got into an argument with my DB coach. Actually, that whole day was bad. So I think it was when my cousin passed, Brandon. He passed away, and I'm all the way in Mississippi. And usually, I'm the one who is told last for everything. So I get to my phone after I'm about to go out to practice, and that's how I'm told. I'm through a text message, which it's hard already. Your cousin who's a few years older than you and stuff like that passes away, and you feel like you should have did more to go and talk to him more, because you never know when someone's last day is coming. So I think that's what happened prior to practice. So that whole practice, I'm just, when you just you're trying to get your mind wrapped around something else, but you just keep coming back to this situation.
Try.
So I'm sitting there, and we had a rule where we couldn't take a knee. I was taking knees, and then everybody would tell me to get up. And then I think my line brother Ken told me to get up one time, and he poured water on my back, and I was like, you know what? I body slammed him. We start fighting. We start throwing punches. Boom, boom, boom. We start throwing punches, and then that went on. People broke us up, and then again somebody said something else, and I think I fought somebody on the offense. And I'm not a dude who usually fights. So
I was gonna say that's not you.
Yeah,
that's a little out of character for Myles Hartsfield.
So then I'm fighting somebody on the offense. Boom, boom, boom. We fighting. Boom, boom, boom. That situation's over. And then the end of practice, my coach says something, and I just snap out. Boom, boom, boom. I snap out, go crazy. And then I threw my helmet, took everything off, and was like, I'm done. I'm going back to Jersey football. I don't want to play no more. I'm done. like cursing him out. I have never cursed out a coach before. Ever in my life. Like, I'm respectful.
Yes,
my parents
coach,
never
no,
grew.
coach.
Yeah, my parents never taught me to be this way. So I knew it was more than just what was happening in the moment. I just couldn't understand it at that time. So then I like walk out and I like go out the door. Like, I didn't even go in the locker room. I walked out the door of the indoor facility. I walk out and then he's chasing me. He's like, Myles, he's chasing me. I'm like, I don't want to talk. So then he ends up catching up to me and we go into his office and I just break down, and my mind over matter situation was that I had to see for myself and realize that he wasn't there. Once he got me calm, he wasn't trying to correct what I was doing on the field of the situation, and that he was trying to help me through a situation and get my mindset where it needed to be and really cope with, because I don't do well with coping with situations. I usually just let it linger, and then all of a sudden I burst out. So the mind over matter situation was that he helped me be emotionally aware of the situation. So it's more of an emotional mind situation.
Okay.
Of understanding where I was and being present in dealing with those emotions then, and not letting the whole situation of the whole day be neglected because of what was happening.
Yeah, and that's tough to deal with. When you get into situations like that, you don't want to listen to anybody.
Right.
But sometimes, like, I'm sure you took that as a learning experience, right? Like, people want to help you, right? Knowing that that's out of your character, everyone's like, oh, something's up with him. Something's deeper than him. And then you just have to give, like, that person a shot. And, you eventually did when your coach got you in the office and you're able to break down. And that's not an easy situation to deal with. I've never lived that far from home. But, hearing about someone who you're close with, especially a family member, and they pass, and you find out through text, and you still, because the football team's not gonna stop practice.
Right. It's gonna go on.
Nothing's gonna stop.
They still gonna play on Saturdays.
They're still gonna play on Saturdays, and then that sucks for you. But at the end of the day, you got through it. Right. You had people there in your corner, whether you thought it at the moment or not. Like, I'm sure Ken was trying to just get you up.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing anything on purpose. Like, he probably didn't even realize you were gonna snap like that.
Yeah. Nobody knew the situation, so
of course, because you didn't tell anybody.
Exactly.
Right, but now like, maybe I gotta tell one or two people, because if I tell that person, they'll tell somebody that, like a coach.
Like, yo, chill out.
And then everybody will kind of lay off you a little,
Yeah.
just because they know you're going through that situation.
Yeah, I think it's also that mentality of how we are as football players to always be tough. And you got to be tough at every moment. You shouldn't cry. I've been called crybaby since I was yay high. You know what I'm saying? So,
I know that.
So
growing
up,
that's a fact.
So as you grow, it's like, I never want to show that emotion again. So
yeah, no, that's funny you say that, because you really did. Growing up, I think when I realized that you were ready for this game was my senior year of high school, right? Because in middle school you were scoring touchdowns. You had asthma, so you would run, asthma would act up, you'd cry, you'd be on the sideline. I remember going to games and it was like touchdown, sideline, crying. But it's like, why are you crying? You just scored. Or if adversity, it's you're crying. Freshman year, you were so young, you didn't want to be a crybaby in front of the older kids.
Right.
But you weren't quite there yet.
Right.
Right. And then sophomore year, something switched.
I think it's just the mentality.
You grew up. I think it was just you grew up that year, and you were able to, handle situations, right? And credit to our coaches, because I really do think our coaches put us in hard situations in practice that we knew we were going to be in, in games that were going to be, and then they made everything else easy.
Yeah.
Right? You weren't crying when you got tackled. You were running people over. Broke like 9 tackles.
I used to do a little something with the ball.
Some.
Now I can't catch, so I don't know what it is. I can't. It's bad.
But I can, you do a good job at making sure that none of your friends at home can make fun of you for your dropped interceptions in the NFL, because no one has ever stepped foot on an NFL field.
My exact words when somebody says,
I was telling somebody that.
Like, bro, when's the last time you got a chance to go catch an NFL?
I was telling somebody that at work the other day. I'm like, it's funny because you want to make fun, you want to crack jokes with him because that's your boy, but he'll come right back at you and be like, yeah, were you able to do that? Like, I was doing it in flag. Yeah, okay.
Like, Joey always wants to joke about me if I miss a tackle.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, bro, when's the last time you actually got the chance to make a tackle? But that's neither here or there.
We don't want to be petty.
But, that
comes with growth.
We'll
be all right.
You know what I'm saying? But, appreciate you opening up today. I think the audience needed that. I think I needed that. You needed that. Mm-hmm. Just to come on here and, talk about life situations, because, if we can impact one, that's all we need.
I said one person.
Because
same with you, man. You really opened up. Like, that's a situation I never knew about.
Yeah.
You know, I knew about the passing, but I didn't know about, you know, the stuff that you got into with coaches and players, like your teammates. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that you don't want to tell people.
You don't want to box. You don't want to box because I'm really him.
Yeah, but, you know, you did. You opened up, you know, and for at the pedestal that you're on in your life right now, you know, there's so many people looking up to you. And for you to kind of give, like, a real true inside of how you went through situations, like, people are really gonna, you know, they're gonna see that and be like, damn, you know, that hit home.
We're regular people.
You're regular people. It's funny, you know, I never, you know, even before I met, like, NFL guys, like, it was like you and your boys in the summer, and I'm like, yo, these are just, I could really chill with them.
Exactly. People think that we're on a different, like, we're aliens.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're not regular people.
Just because you're on TV on Sundays.
Oh, we have the same emotions. We have the same situations. Life happens the same exact way. It's just the fact that our lives are on a different magnitude than everybody else's.
For sure. Well, this is good, man.
But you already know this is me. You know, Myles.
Coach Carey, Mr. Dap himself up.
You already know. You know, like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend because
we all friends.
You already know the vibes. Let's get it.